And sometimes, and you know, I'm gonna say it, our people are just stupid as hell.
I'm gonna go to church for a second, y'all. So you know how people go to church. You know how people go to church and they become
Shut up. And we vote for these black leaders, and we feel good about it because we feel they understand us, and then we send them to the state capitol to represent us. But there's 50 seats there.
We've had to hide. We've had to hide behind our uniforms, police uniforms. We've had to hide behind our executive suits. So when Trump came out, when Trump became so vocal, it gave us the ignition to come out and show who we really are. Racist. And you can.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Hope you guys are nice and cozy this evening. I hope everybody can join me. I'm excited. This is TFG tonight, and we are going to have a fantastic show. I'm excited, number one, because I have more guests coming on. And number two, we got a lot to talk about. So y'all come on in and join us, and let's get started with this amazing show tonight. So y'all know how we do it, right? This is what we do. We talk about what? Number one, keeping up with the Trumps. Look here, man. I got my boy Dwayne. I got my boy Kendrick from our sports show on TFG Network. How you gentlemen doing tonight?
Good. How you doing? How you brothers doing?
Man, I'm straight. I went to work and somebody paid me. I'm all right.
Hey, that's a blessing, brother. That's a blessing.
Yeah. So look here, man. My first topic tonight is I normally start show talking about keeping up with the Trumps. Since my boy's getting ready to leave office in about 50-something days, we talk about what's getting ready to go on with his family. And so, you know, my boy Trump, he got sick, he got coronavirus, and you know how we do, y'all. When we get sick, we get a little grumpy, we get a little frustrated, but we still gotta go to work, right? So when we go to work, we gotta deal with all the folks, right? So I see my boy still ain't recovered from that virus, man, and he was a little grumpy. Y'all check it out. This is what he was doing. Watch this.
Don't talk to me that way. You're just a lightweight. Don't talk to me that way. Don't talk to. I'm the president of the United States. Don't ever talk to the president that way.
Well, the man said what he said, and it was what it was.
He said you better put some respect on my name.
Hey, and he meant that. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. He been wanting to say that for 4 years.
Right.
In fact, he been wanting to say that from day one because that's what they do, right? They let you know. Listen, who run this thing?
I cannot. As a leader, I don't think that was appropriate. If you're getting fact checked, you just gotta stand up there and take your punches, regardless of the fact, and do it with class, grace, and dignity. And I don't think anybody should be disrespected, no matter what position you hold. So.
Yeah, I don't see class, grace, and dignity, and none of Trump's characteristics. That ain't happening.
No, I mean, are we really surprised that he went off like that?
No. You listen. That what he doing is he is unraveling because I'm telling y'all, he know he out of here, and he gonna let the chips fall where they may. I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. Like, this is the prelude to what y'all really finna get. Right? Listen, he going out like a Saturday night special, and I mean, he gonna be fine. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. I mean, this is his reality show. After 4 years, is about to get canned.
Yes,
so
yes,
he said,
sir.
"I might as well go. I'm gonna go out with a bang." So that's what he gonna do.
That's it, bro. So listen, that's keeping up with the Trumps this week. Trump is still fighting his virus, and he's feeling a little, a little unsettling. So as a man, I understand. You know what I'm saying? Don't irritate me while I'm sick, but at the same time, put some respect on my name, right?
Right.
All right, let's keep it up with the Trumps, y'all. Let's move on to the next one.
RESPECT.
Yeah, I don't think he can spell it.
All
right, y'all, listen. The reason why I brought Mr. Kendrick Henderson on tonight is because we wanted to talk about some things that was pertaining not only to politics, but to our sports athletes. And this is one of our athletic sports reporters. And so what better way to merge the two things together by bringing on some of our experts, right? So listen,
Right.
we have one of the greatest corner,
Facts.
if not the greatest corner that we've ever seen play football, right? I know these boys think they shut that side down, but listen, if you don't want
Nah.
half the field to be a part of the play, then you put Deion Sanders in,
And that's
right?
fact.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
think, I
If you
think,
want a prime time show, you throw it towards Deion and see what happens.
yes, sir. Well, and I'm gonna say it like this: I think at least the Cowboys probably still owe him some money. I know probably the Redskins still owe him some money too. So there's a
And
lot of people that still owe
the
Deion some
Ravens
money.
and the
Yes,
Ravens
sir.
too.
And I
Yeah.
think
The
the Falcons
Ravens
just,
owns. I think the 49ers definitely own some change.
bro. Listen, I'm telling you that man. I think the Falcons just got through last year paying him, so I don't know what
Right.
happened. So listen, Deion in the news, man. For he's a newly head coach at a
Jackson State.
HBCU.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So my man kind of like he's feeling a little nerve wracked by some of the things that the brothers are doing, man. So I wanted to bring you on, Kenny, so we can talk about Deion. So I think we got a clip about what Deion talking about. Let's see what he's talking about.
We got recognition, man. Everybody know we got love for the babies, man. Ever since I've known you, just does it. I got you. We live. Okay, here we go. We got a senseless. I'm gonna just be blunt, be straight up. We got a senseless in Dallas on the highway. So when it's something like that, they catch a cat on the highway. That means it was a setup. And I'm gonna tell you where the setup probably came from. Probably came from a woman. What you mean, Prime? Well, a lot of this stuff, like the robberies and all that, that's guys trusting the wrong broad, man, the wrong woman, and that's probably most likely, I'm about 95% sure that's where it came from. I ain't in it, don't want to be in it, out of it, but I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it because this is another young man with kids that's gone. But now we gonna wave the Black Lives Matter banner. I don't see it waving nowhere right now. Where is it?
He said quite a few things in that. So number one, I want to address his rhetoric as an old man. He's still speaking that old lingo, broads, and and he still calls himself prime. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know about that, Deion. So can you tell me what you think, man? Deion, man, is he right for bringing this up right now?
I think Deion had a couple of points in there. Obviously, the broad thing I think was a little bit sexist.
We give him a pass.
Obviously, I'm gonna give him a pass for that because he's in his 50s. I'm in
way
my
less.
50s. But but anyway, he should. I'm glad he said woman first, though. He did say woman, didn't say bro. So anyway. But to unpack a little bit of what Deion said, I definitely would say that as black men, we're probably all frustrated with what we see what's going on with our young brothers. I will say that. But to say where's Black Lives Matter, I don't know if waving a flag and Black Lives Matter, I don't know what they could be able to possibly do in a lot of these situations. Because Black Lives Matter is a totally different organization that's really trying to bring justice on different aspects of what we're dealing with law enforcement and other issues. I think we as a community, he should be calling us out, not Black Lives Matter. Be real about it. Where are we at in the hood? Are we in the hood anymore? Where the men at that's trying to be mentors to these young brothers, man? So I kind of don't get with him on the Black Lives Matter part, but I definitely can feel what he's talking about being frustrated. I can tell you about that. And then he's probably correct about that particular MO3 situation. I will say that he's probably correct. That was a setup.
Yeah. Now, I don't know about the woman part. Listen, don't nobody be emailing me when I say this because it happened to me. Now I know that ladies can cause problems for me, and I lost 4 flat tires because of one of y'all. You know what I'm saying? If you watching,
right,
you still owe me my money for them tires. I'll move on. Yeah, I mean, she put all 4. Listen, Bro, and it was raining outside that day too, Doc.
Man.
Anyway, let me get back to point. I know, bro. I'm finna have a moment.
Not raining.
What you do to that woman, brother? What did you do to that woman?
I can't get into it. I plead the fifth, but it's all right. So this is what you were right, Kendrick. I couldn't understand. I think it was misguided as it relates to what Deion Sanders was upset about, although it was appropriate for him to bring it up. I'm with you. Like Black Lives, what can they protest? It's nothing more than a police officer would love to do is convict another young black man. So I don't think they're gonna kick their heels. I mean, it's not them going out looking for. You're not going out looking for little Scotty. You know what I'm saying? That just shot somebody with an AR on accident or something. You know what I'm saying? They not. Yeah, it's not like that. So my whole deal is I'm with you, Deion. I mean, I can't say Deion hadn't always looked out because he have. You know what I'm saying? People may trip about his school he had up there in Oak Cliff. But, Deion's always tried.
And he's always had the best interest of young men, of black men. And that's always been his thing, his love to be there for and mentor young black men. So, sometimes I think Deion's message can get missed because of, because he's Deion, and he's right. He's front. He's like Michael Irvin. They both they out front. They in your face with it. Sometimes his message can get lost in some of the other stuff. So like I said, I don't think we can't be thinking that Black Lives Matter is going to always be there to wave the flag for us when we got situations going on in our communities. We gotta hold each other accountable, and we gotta do it. We gotta try to fix it.
And I want to be clear about this one thing, and then I'll let Dwayne speak on it. That the Black Lives Matter was not the first black initiated movement, right?
Right.
Everybody forget about Dr. Martin Luther King. I mean, come on, y'all. The Civil Rights Movement.
Right.
That was a movement, and it was a movement by a group of black people. The only difference between Black Lives Matter and the Civil Rights Movement was the Civil Rights had a leader. Black Lives Matter is just a group of people.
And the Black Panther movement too, brother. The Black Panther movement too.
That's what I'm talking about, right? So it's not that's not misunderstand. Like this ain't no new idea. This is just history repeating itself, right? Why? Because history keeps repeating itself. Black people keep feeling oppressed, and so here we are with this new thing. So I get it, Deion. I applaud you for the attempt. I just think it was just a little bit. We could focus more on like Kendra said, the way we handle it in our community. What you got, Dwayne? I think we lost him. You with us? Okay. All right. So let's move on to the next topic, man. James Harden. See, man, we was already ready for you.
I already know.
Yeah, man. So are you familiar with this situation?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. So let's make it live for the people to understand this. Ladies and gentlemen, James Harden is an NBA basketball player. Again, that's why we got our brother Kendrick on, right? But we have a little politics involved in this thing. And you know what? I think I got a video for it. Let's check it out.
For us, I think it was bigger. It's bigger than basketball.
What do James Harden?
They become like a political. For us, I think it was bigger. It's bigger than basketball.
What do James Harden?
They become like a political organization, and that's not a good thing.
The 45th president, Donald Trump.
It's kind of something that you realize is you're doing your people a favor if you get them furloughed first.
And Houston Rockets owner Tillman Fertitta all have in common. Well,
Rocket star would list the Nets as his top choice via trade.
If you hadn't heard, James Harden wants out of Houston.
Donald doesn't need to be ashamed that he doesn't pay taxes. He creates jobs. He builds buildings.
All right. So, I will say this, and I'm going to let you have it, brother. When I first heard about the fact that he wanted to leave, I was like, he is such a sucker. I said, now listen, these jokers done paid you hundreds of millions of dollars. You left Oklahoma City, then you go to the Rockets, and it's like, what are you leaving for again? And then I was just like, that just sounded like such a sucker move. And then all of a sudden this come out, and I'm like, oh, I get it now. So tell me, man, what you think about all that?
Here's my thing on this, man, when it comes to athletes and politics, and I'm all for brothers definitely taking a stance politically. Definitely support them all the way. Here's the thing. There's a little thing in athletics that you sign, and it's called a contract.
Yes, sir.
So, and it's a legal and binding agreement. So
it is.
When you sign that contract, you already know what you're signing up for.
So do they have something that says they can't participate or express their views?
No, that they can do that. They can do that, and that's cool.
All right.
The issue with this particular situation is Harden has an issue with the owner being a Trump supporter. But guess what, though? You still sign the contract that owner pays you money. So who has the power?
Right.
Who has the power? You can say you want that all you want, but if you still got some years left on that contract, like Harden does, guess what? He controls your future. He can tell you, you want to go to Brooklyn? Okay. Yeah. But you know what? I'm not gonna send you to Brooklyn. I don't want to send you to Brooklyn because you know what? I still got you on the contract for 2-3 years. But instead of sending you to Brooklyn, guess what? I'm gonna send you somewhere that I know you ain't gonna like. I'm gonna send you to a team that probably is rebuilding if you really want out. Now, if you want to stay, we could kind of be in that marriage where when the marriage is kind of on the rocks. You still staying together and you sleeping in separate rooms, but you staying together because you got a lot of stuff together. That's how that relationship could end up being.
That's it, man. Bro, this is what's so crazy about this moment. Like to the point where it comes, you tripping about the owner, but you don't know what the other owner's doing. And so to the point, it's like I understand his position. You do want to speak out because it's important, but you got to understand the repercussions behind that. Like, what are you then walking yourself into now? What if he was the next owner? What if his family owned slaves? Now what you gonna do? Right?
Exactly. and the owner of the Nets, where he wants to go, he's a Trump supporter as well. And I would tell you probably, 80% of the owners 80% of the owners in probably professional sports are Republicans. That's just gonna be real about it. For sure. Man, and it's business. I get it. They're gonna take care of the rich folks. I get that. So I mean, my thing, James, I definitely I see his point, believe me. I mean, we've worked for some organizations. I'm sure, I don't know about you, brother, but we probably worked for some companies that we wasn't real happy about what that management stood for. But we signed a contract too. So
I think they were really stupid in hiring some of the people that they've hired, but that's neither here nor there. So for me, and I'll say this because it's been a time where we were upset at athletes like Mike. I remember Mike made a statement one time. He said Republicans buy shoes too, right? What do you say, Lamar? An owner like the old Lakers owner. You talking about the Clippers?
No. He talking about the Clippers owners.
Yeah,
you talking about Sterling, Donald Sterling. Now that's a whole different. That's a whole different subject right there, bro.
Now, and see they wasn't speaking out on him, and that's the issue, right? And I get it, man. It's so difficult to address one problem because why? There's another problem to address. So it's like I can't be upset at him for picking what he feels like is important to him, but at the same time, like you said, we talking about business, right? Where you literally, I mean, don't get me wrong, you made a lot of money, but you may be affecting them little young brothers that's getting the league minimum.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And listen, as a businessman, most businessmen know how to separate, emotion from business, especially if you're a good one. You know what I'm saying? And so, but at the same time, you got to be careful how you affecting the people around you, right? And even the people that you play with that support Trump. You know what I'm saying? You got to be real careful how we're really in a selfish community right now. Like the society right now is all about me. You offended me. You upset me. You know what I'm saying? You coming at me. And it's just like, okay, but everybody has a perspective. And my thing is, bro, listen, if you're going to do it, let me see you sacrificing, right? I know you ain't going to stop playing basketball.
No, he's not going to do that.
That's right.
That's right. But
you just want to go to another team.
If he really wants, I mean, real talk. I think we don't have an athlete like Muhammad Ali. Now, I would never compare. No one would ever be him. But he did the ultimate sacrifice when he said, "I'm not drafting. I'm not going to fight in your war," and he lost 5 years of his career.
That's it.
Do you truly think any of these athletes going to sit? James Harden in particular. Do you think he's really going to sit out and say, "I'm not playing anymore. I'm not until you trade me"? He ain't going to do that. That's too much of a sacrifice. And I'm not hating on him for not doing that. Don't get me wrong. But if you truly convicted to what you believe in, you might have to lose something.
That's right. And that's
real
the truth.
talk.
Like, yeah, man. And you said something there. And I guess that's the point. Like it seems real watered down. I saw Will Wade said he called BS on it. I don't know if I call BS, but it's just watered down because you want to keep taking your professionalism and money with you. You know what I'm saying? And so it's not that you're making a sacrifice. You just want to be political. And that's what's upsetting everybody because, like you said, you're not doing the ultimate sacrifice of like Kaepernick. He made a sacrifice and it cost him, but then he kind of sold out and like he want to get back in. Like you should be done with him, bro.
Right.
Matter of fact, he never gave you a payoff.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know, and I'm outside looking in. I don't know.
And we all are. We all are.
Yeah. But all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, bro, I appreciate you for what you tried to do, bring attention to the situation. But it kind of looks a little crazy when you finna take one devil's bed and go sleep in another bed.
It doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense to me because unless you get ready to retire, I mean, unless you're not playing no more, I can see you going this route. But you already talking about you want to go somewhere else and play, so it doesn't add up at all. So,
and that's what Mike did, right?
Yeah,
Mike, he didn't get involved until after he got out.
And you know, and he took flack for that. You know, I'm a Mike guy. I'm an MJ guy.
Oh,
I wish he would have spoke up a little bit more on social issues. I'm not going to say I was disappointed in that, but I also say this though. Some guys that ain't their thing. That ain't them.
Yeah,
you know, you feel me?
Yeah,
right. Some of them it ain't them, and some of them may do stuff behind the scenes that you'll never know about. So. I think Harden. I mean, if he really was upset about this, I think this owner just took over the team. I want to say maybe 2 years ago he bought the team from Lee Alexander. So if you really were serious about that, you would have said something 2 years ago too.
Yeah. And the dude was very outspoken. He wasn't hiding it.
No, he hasn't.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it is what it is on that one, man. So yeah, ultimately, James Harden, we appreciate you. You're doing more than most are, and at the same time, I won't criticize you for what you're doing.
Right.
I just say, man, it's just a lot more that I guess when you Monday morning quarterbacking, you look at the situation, you're like, I see you could have tweaked it a little bit, but for the most part, you know what I'm saying, we got to talk about it, right? That's what
we got to talk about it.
About a conversation.
He made it political. I mean, real talk. I mean, he wanted to put it out there, and I much respect for that. So if you put it out there, we're gonna dissect it. We're gonna unpack it and try to figure it out. So.
Yeah. Now, Louise made one more comment about Betsy DeVos, and you guys know who she is. She's the young lady who deals with education for this country for the next 50 days, right? And he says she owns Amway Arenas. Now I don't know what sport team that's they play in, but even to that point, man, I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? About like you just never know who you're dealing with, right? You never know.
You don't.
And I remember growing up, my mom and them told me she would never buy Procter & Gamble products again. Because they was devil worshippers.
Like, actually, I remember hearing that. Yeah, I remember hearing that.
But bro, they own like
everything
in the market. Yeah,
I know.
Like,
so how you not going to buy? I know, but I do remember hearing that.
Bro, and listen, it's so funny. I laugh at some people. They talk about they not eating pork because of whatever reason, and they don't understand pork is in most of everything you fooling with. Pork has got itself in something. You put it in your mouth, you don't even know it.
Yeah, especially if you eat processed food, you might as well you forget it. You're gonna eat a little bit of pork and everything, pretty much.
Yeah. To be real honest, Dwayne out here, which say ain't nothing young about big. Well, I'm just saying. I don't know what that means. Of course, she'll
Yeah,
get a hold.
yeah, well,
Yeah,
no, yeah.
but at the same, and I'm saying it like this, at the end of the day, it's all about the position you take. You know what I'm saying? And like they say, if you don't stand for something, you're gonna fall for anything. Like Nate Robinson. Okay, let's move on.
How did you? Oh, hey, you
I
man.
had to get it.
Hey, I feel bad. I didn't watch so much stuff and seen so many memes on this young brother, man. I really feel bad for him today, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see Nate on Oprah about 10 years. Where are they now?
Right.
Hey, look, leave. I'm back, y'all. But leave Nate Robinson alone.
Man.
My man went to sleep. He took a whole nap.
Yeah.
And when I say a whole nap, like that first time he got knocked down, I was like, "Po Nate, Po." I mean, he was trying. I was like, "Yo, he gonna knock that dude out." Nah, bro. That dude hit him with that uppercut. It was over.
I'm gonna leave that man alone. I think he was trying to put food on his table too, man. I'm gonna leave that man alone. What else
exactly.
I mean,
get it how you live, as they say. Get it how you live.
That's it. You may not remember Thanksgiving to Christmas, but you're gonna get it, right?
You're gonna get something. You definitely gonna get something. He got that work that day.
All right, Dwayne, I've been waiting on you because this the one. This the one right here.
Oh, this the one?
Kendrick, I had a whole segment for you, bro. That's why I needed you
I
on
said,
tonight, man.
I'm glad to be here too, brother.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Listen, Shannon Sharpe, man. I'm talking about the loudmouth of the South.
That's my guy too. That's my guy.
That's my
guy?
man.
That's my guy.
Hey, Shannon.
Okay.
Uncle Shay Shay. Uncle Shay Shay.
Okay, Shay. Well, Shay had something to say, and let's see what Shay was saying.
So I guess it's all cool. Next thing they're gonna break. Next thing they're gonna know and sit you out of a table of fried chicken and have at it, fellas. So I guess it's all cool. Next thing they're gonna break. Next thing they're gonna know and sit you out of a table of fried chicken and have at it, fellas. So I guess.
Uh-oh.
We're looking at Shannon. We're looking at old
Yeah, we looking at
Nate.
Nate sleep. Nate must have ate too much watermelon.
Okay, so look here. So listen. So basically, for everybody that didn't know, Shannon Sharpe was tripping because the Dallas Cowboys needed some motivation, and their newly first-year coach for the Cowboys had a great idea. He said, "I've been doing it for a long time, right?" And the fact that him doing this says, "Okay, I got an idea. We're gonna bust some watermelons." So he want to bust some watermelons. So Shannon felt some type of way because they smashing watermelons, and the brothers is smashing them and beating them down. And he felt some type of way as a black man about that. Now, I want to say this before we get started. I don't know if this is true or not, but how much did he have to say about what his co-host had to say about Dez? I'm gonna just put that out there before we get on this watermelon thing, because I got a problem with how you do this thing and how you responding to one situation, and you got somebody that's helping you get paid, and you ain't got much to say about that, about a brother. So we'll go there, but I'm just asking. So what y'all think? Dwayne, you just got back. I'll give you a little bit, man. What you thinking about what Shay said?
So Uncle Shay, you know he's a very outspoken person. But I think to his point, because a lot of this newer generation, they don't know what certain things meant back in, slavery days, pre-civil rights movement, all that stuff. They don't understand how, slaves had fruit thrown at them, watermelons, like the scraps from master's table were like fried chicken, pork, chitlins, all that stuff. They don't understand just how degrading that is. And then a lot of us don't understand our ancestral roots either. They don't understand whether or not, some of our family members might have been slaves, like our great-great-grandfathers, however that. So to his point, I see what he's saying, because, do you really know what that means? That's like these young Thundercats out here walking around with their pants hanging off their butt. If they really, really knew what that meant, do you really think they'd be doing it? Probably not. What? I take that back. They probably would. So, I mean, to his point, I understand it, but then we flip it to 2020. Who cares? You know, like we have to let the old vices go that, you know, are that still hold on. You know, a lot of us still hold on to hatred and, you know, what certain things mean and symbolize. So this younger generation, these Zillennials, as we like to call them, they don't care. You know, they're just gonna be like, hey man, this is hyping me up. Yeah, I'm smashing some watermelon. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? This is my enemy. So I gotta put a face to this watermelon. It really don't matter. But in the hindsight of it, we're not seeing, well, some of us do and some of us don't see the internal separation that it causes, you know, because, you know, in sports, anybody that's played sports, I don't like you. You know what I'm saying? Reason being because you on another team. I don't care if you black or not. I don't like you. So you my enemy at this point. Now, whether or not we friends after the game, that's totally upon us. But I think as a coach, I think there was a better way to motivate. Yeah, you know, you could bust grapes in a fruit fight, whatever, you know what I'm saying, and hype you up, whatever. But you can take a car and put somebody's face on a car and smash the windows of a car and be like, yeah, that's how we hype. You know, that's frustration. Let that go. I mean, because the Cowboys suck anyway. But
Okay, all right. Kendrick, man, what you think, man? Is Shannon right or is he wrong or where you at?
Man, I'm totally 100% with Shannon on this, and the reason being, I think as a coach, and I know there's different ways you try to motivate your players, but it's kind of funny to me that you were of all the fruits, all the vegetables, all the other objects that you could have chosen,
all the other
you chose a watermelon. And then you look at your roster. Your roster is what, 75% black?
63. 63.
And not only do you do that,
percent black.
You're a white man. You're in a room full of brothers. You bring this watermelon in there. And you start off first, you busting the watermelon and juice is flying everywhere. Brothers looking at this. If I was in that locker room, I would have threw a yellow flag on sportsmanlike conduct, coach. Hold up. What you doing?
Okay.
I understand your method. I wouldn't say it's racist, but it's definitely racial insensitive. I would say that.
Exactly.
I got a problem with a brother not saying something about it. And then to top it off, you put Dalvin Cook's picture, who's a black man, on one of the watermelons. And you hitting and DeMarcus Lawrence is another brother hitting another brother's face on a watermelon.
Okay.
And if you don't get if we don't understand the subliminal images that this really shows, our young we don't get it. McCarthy doesn't get it. And the interesting thing is, I'm a Packer fan. And I would say I listened to an interview with Aaron Rodgers, and they specifically asked him, what was the type of things McCarthy did for us to motivate you guys? And Aaron said, oh yeah, he did some interesting different things, this and that, whatever. They said, well, what about a watermelon? No, he never did the watermelon. That was an interesting little thing.
That's why I brought you on. That's why I brought you on.
And then I think of like Jerry Jones, man. He has so much involvement, but you look at who he recruits. He only recruits like the top African American athletes that come out the draft. And again, your roster is made up of 63% African American people.
Now, hold on, I gotta stop you on that. Now, Quincy Carter, I don't know about that one.
Okay. Yeah, well, Quincy, I think he was a second round. I mean,
I was just trying to help Dwayne out.
Oh, okay.
You said what? You trying to help me out with what? I mean, but look at the draft that he. I mean, look at like what the Dallas Cowboys, you know, when they pick drafts. I mean, a lot of them are, you know, top black athletes that are coming out of college, and that's what I'm saying. Like he really goes after the top black athletes. You know, like look at his roster this year. Like CeeDee Lamb, top rookie, came out of Alabama, and I mean I can keep going and going, but the thing is, and like Kendrick said, you white, bro. Like what? Whoa, wait a minute, hold on. Push pause, pump your brakes. Listen, you could have rethought about that. And the only reason I'm looking at it in the 2020 spectrum, because again, we forget that this still is relevant in the world. It's not about blatant racism, but it's about let me paint this picture of racial inequality. And I think somebody put up there in the comments, like, should it have been a pumpkin and that have made it better? It doesn't matter whether it's a pumpkin, whether it's an apple, whether it's a grape. It's something that was done to African Americans during that time that resonates still. Just like African American slaves were raped by white slave owners. And that was a point, that was to demasculate and to make sure that they understood in their minds that no matter what, you're still just property and I can do with you what I want. And if you look at this in that tendency, you're still just property. Look at these watermelons. I can do with you what I want. This is how I'm gonna get you to go against your own people. This is a sports related incident, but I'm getting you to hate your brother in a sense. He might not have seen it like that because he's a coach. He's trying to motivate his players. I coach high school kids, so I'm gonna say some stuff to motivate them. But I'm not gonna go out in no racial, like an underlying racial tendon to have those people have my kids do or say something. But again, there was a different way to go about it, and I agree. I'm on Shannon Sharpe's side, but I just see how this generation of athletes they like whatever, man. I don't care about that. It didn't happen to me.
So you said something, and I'm only gonna ask, and I'm being sincere. What is it about the watermelon that was the issue? Because I hadn't quite wrapped my brain around it as it relates to what he was doing. Because y'all was saying it's racially insensitive. Now I do understand they equate watermelon to black people, but like as far as him smashing it, what was he supposed to be? What are we supposed to be acknowledging when he did that? Do y'all know?
Well, I mean, my thing is the history of watermelon. I mean, with black folks during slavery, if you go back and read it, it's a negative connotation. Like I said, I'm not saying that McCarthy is a racist at all, and I'm not even really saying that what he did was racist. I'm just saying it was racial. It was racial insensitive. That's all. My thing is, you could have got a chopped wood. That's part. I'm sure. Bring some wood in and let's chop wood. We're gonna chop wood. We're gonna chop him down. You feel me? But that's the only thing I'm saying. I just think that was a bad. He used a bad. That just was a bad way to motivate your players using a watermelon when you got a room full of black men.
And then not to do it on another team. Like you coached.
He didn't do it with the Packers. So why? Exactly. And if you had blacks on the Packers and you didn't do it then, so
why take it over to Dallas?
You come down south. Obviously, the South and the North is totally different.
Exactly, two totally different things.
You come down south, and here we go.
Yeah. So let me balance this thing out because I actually disagree with Shannon Sharpe, and I'm gonna tell you why, and we can talk about it. Right. My issue is, I believe right now, I think Shannon Sharpe is capitalizing on hypersensitivity in our country. Like everything is an overcorrection, right? So this is for me. If we take aggression out of sports, this is what half of these things want to be done, right? If y'all remember when they depicted the movie The Program, and my man, the linebacker, right? His motivation was to conjure up angry thoughts to begin to increase his adrenaline so that he can then pursue the quarterback. And that was his way of motivating himself to begin to get violent, right? That's the sport is a violent sport, right? If we saw them playing flag football and playing two below, I don't think we're gonna keep watching football. No. Right? That's what I'm saying. So for me, because Shannon grew up where racism was a little bit more
alive and well.
Right, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And he wasn't, listen, he was out there catching passes. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, if you out there catching passes, I know you knew what was going on in the locker room. And I knew, listen, they didn't even have the Rudy rule in place when you was playing. So my thing is, you had a lot more time. Don't bite the hand that feeds you, and don't try to stumble up the brothers that's trying to do the same thing you was doing. My thing is, them, and I'm gonna let you have it back. My thing is, we know Jerry Jones, right? And we know Jerry Jones when they were tripping about the knee. And guess what? Jerry Jones had not 1 ounce of problem about telling everybody in the world that I got a problem with y'all if y'all decide y'all gonna take a knee and you won't be playing for the Cowboys. But guess what? Nobody stopped watching the Cowboys. So for you to have an issue with somebody doing something with a watermelon, which is he's implying things, but you have the owner who strictly told you, I'm telling you to your face that I don't care what y'all talking about, you better not take a knee. They helping you pay your bills. But I don't see y'all. I mean, why did you go so hard in on that? Why didn't we stop watching football after that? If it's that egregious. You know what I'm saying? We can't just
and I see your point. I can see that from that perspective.
I see your point too.
Yeah, I just feel like it's over. It's him doing his job, which is to entertain and to provoke people to think certain types of ways. But at the same time,
let's look at it.
Well, let me make this point. I'm gonna let you have it. At the same time, I don't want us to miss the reality of the moment, which was it don't accuse somebody of being Uncle Tom's or not being strong enough because they work for, like we just talking about James Harden. They paying their bills.
I was just getting ready to bring that up.
That's right. Yeah. So listen, if my company told me that I had to do something that I said, man, that's a little, we tripping. I mean, bro, half the country voted for a man that took diversity out of employment. Half the country voted for that man, right? And so y'all can't tell me that all of a sudden us getting on Mike McCarthy is gonna fix the problem. We still gonna watch football Sunday.
It's not gonna fix the problem. And to your point on that, like that's like, so let's go to the NBA. When the issue was happening with Breonna Taylor and George Floyd, they refused to play. They said, we're not playing. Adam Silver had and then all the other teams follow suit. Now the NBA is predominantly black. We know that. And if you look at the sports industry between the NBA and the NFL, it's about 60 to 70% African Americans. They said, no, we're not playing. Not playing. And did Adam Silver have an issue with what the NBA players did? No, he did not.
No, he didn't, because he know that those guys must pay his salary, and they got more power too. So,
but and you know, when we talk about the NFL was like, go ahead, try it if you want to. Like you said, Brent, like go ahead and try it if you want to, and see what happens.
See, their
players union is a little bit more weaker. They don't in the NFL.
And that's the truth, and that's the difference between the NBA and the NFL. Like, they have more leverage than football players, but at the same time, y'all, and this is the struggle with this, right? It's three of us sitting right here, and we all have different reasons why we do what we do, and we all three play sports. We all got paid the same amount. We're all not going to see this situation the same. It's very difficult for you to get the majority of. Listen, if they really could come together in the NFL and they said we're not playing, then that would spark something. But the problem is that all of them not getting paid the same.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah,
that's
they're
right.
Not do it.
That's the issue. Yeah.
I mean, in the NBA, they're all not getting paid the same. Like on the NBA, NBA roster, you have about 15 men that actually are on, like, that are actually playing. We're talking like suit up, and the lowest salary on a NBA roster is roughly about 500 to 800K. That's for your baseline, maybe not undrafted, brought him up from the G League, whatever the case may be. That's baseline salary for the year. So no, not everybody gets paid the same. But however, like you said, the point of the players union, you have Chris Paul, who I know is the head of the Basketball Players Association.
Yeah.
He's the president. He ain't, I mean, they're not having that. They're gonna sit up here and they're gonna go to Adam Silver and be like, no, we're not doing it. No, we don't like this. No, we didn't like it. And you have figures like LeBron James, Chris Paul, different people that are gonna stand up for it. But the thing is, nobody in that locker room had one thing to say. They were just like, okay, yeah, we're cool. We're gonna go with it. And
because they know who they work for.
And then it ties back into that mentality of I got you. I got your mind and I got your pockets. You eating off my table, you gonna do what I said to do.
It's about what you're willing to sacrifice at the end of the day.
Right.
It's about what you're willing to sacrifice. And so go ahead, Brenton.
Well, this is what I'm saying right this to the point. I had more of an issue with Drew Brees and what he did.
Oh, I had a big issue Mike McCarthy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my thing is, who gonna tell Alvin Kamara to stop catching that ball?
Nobody.
Right. Nobody.
That's what I'm saying.
And then he can't afford to. I'm sure. You
understand what I'm saying?
He's got contract. He got a contract up, and he's trying to get a new deal. So
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So we got to stop being hypersensitive because we're asking, unless y'all gonna pay these dudes salaries, right, and tell them to come off the field, then I can't expect for them to do something that even if you solve that problem, you got 31 other teams that's having the same problem. It just may not be brought out to the forefront. Well, even though that's what I'm saying, bro, I was so appalled at them, and I know I'm off the subject, but I just gotta say this because we're talking about this whole situation. It frustrated me for them to promote an all-black officiating team.
And someone got at me about why I wasn't so happy about it.
What is to be happy about?
First of all, I was cool with it. Don't get me wrong. I think it was dope. But I'm like,
I thought it was dope too.
In 2020, we just not seeing this, and we should be happy about that.
It's
cool, but I'm not getting ready to jump up and down and be like, hallelujah. We done overcame. Nah, man.
Let me feed you these scraps off the table so you can be happy. Let me appease you and your people so you can be happy. Nah, bro, I don't need no appeasement. What I need for you to do is fix this inequality that is within the realm of sports. And then it's even more prevalent in other realms. I mean, personally, let's go back to these salaries. I don't think these NBA players and NFL players need to be getting paid as much as they do. Because what do you do?
I ain't mad at them getting their paper, bro. I can't rock with you on that one.
Oh man,
I ain't mad at them getting their paper.
And this is why I say this. And I know this is kind of like going off a little bit. You just doing you're providing entertainment. What sense of protection to this nation do you bring? Don't worry, I'll wait.
No. Your perspective.
The reason being, so let's look at it like this. COVID-19, they have done everything in the world to protect athletes. Everything. The NBA was in a bubble. They were quarantined in Disney World in a nice little resort within a bubble, still getting paid their salaries. Even figured out ways to make sure they were going to get paid their salaries. But there's 265,000 people that are dead.
I heard
they still getting I'm one of those NBA players, Karl Anthony Towns, lost his mother to COVID-19.
Right.
And I feel so sorry for that man. But when you look at the 265,000 people that are gone, moms, dads, brothers, sisters, uncles, you name it. And then on top of that, the however many people that are unemployed, homeless right now, because the government still had to kick people out of their houses. But these people are getting paid 2.5, however many, and they fussing about money. What is
but at the end of the day, what they do professionally and what they make really doesn't have anything to do with what's going on with COVID. I'm just gonna keep 100.
But that money though could go to something else.
But who are we to tell how to take another man's money out of his pocket? I mean, to me, I don't count another man's pocket money.
I still don't see. And I'm not counting their money either. But my thing is, I still don't see the purpose of NFL, NBA, and MLB gets paid way more than NFL and NBA. NHL getting paid the dollars they get paid to provide an entertainment. They're not providing a civil service. They're providing entertainment.
And I totally get that. But you also know that you also know these sports also provide jobs for people. You know, there's people that work.
I mean, it's a job.
There's people that work in front office. So it ain't just about the athletes making money. These are businesses that provide jobs for people as well as the athletes.
But they don't provide the same amount of financial equality that these athletes are getting.
All right, let me get the final thought on that one. Then hold on. So in that position. And then we'll move on to our last topic. I hear what you're saying, Dwayne, but to my point about even where you at, your position in that sphere is the reason why we are never going to all be on the same page to make something happen. Because where you slant at, and Kendrick slant at, and then I slant at, we all slanting 3 different ways.
Right.
So we'll never get. That's what I'm saying. But we got to stop tripping on everything. Right. Everything can't be heightened up like Shannon Sharpe wanted. I mean, what Shannon Sharpe did when he did his job, he made people go see his show, right? And that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
And to that effect, I would even say, well, where's the integrity in that? You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody gonna point a finger about something. So to your point, and it is arguable, but at the same time, it's valid, right? So I'm with you, right? Because this is the whole thing: pay the teachers, you paying athletes, blah blah blah.
Right,
but like Kendrick said, it's about the money. So I'm with you. And again, but like I said, even if they bust watermelon and change it to a pumpkin, well, guess what? The black colored people gonna have problems.
They should have been having cracking peanuts.
They should have like breaking a car, beating up a car.
Yeah, right. Won't y'all go break bread?
Right, something like that. Exactly. Make a banana pudding or something.
Not a banana pudding.
All right, listen. Last week we talked about the Proud Boys and we talked about how they was cutting up. Well, listen, y'all, I went and found another game, right? And they started terrorizing this town of people. And I just felt like it was important since we just left Thanksgiving. And I got a political point about this too that I can bring up. I just want to show y'all like the type of violence that's going on in 2020. It is really ridiculous. It's outrageous. And just roll the tape. Let's check it.
Roll the footage. Let's see.
They just act like they own the place.
It won't take you long to spot them.
I've seen as many as 10.
One of them actually flapped his wings, jumped off the ground, and drop-kicked me with both of his feet.
Fortunately, her neighbor helped fend them off, throwing boots at the birds from her porch.
I just checked the first set, and then it didn't quite work. They were still going, so I tried the other boot. They backed off a little bit.
But they haven't backed off elsewhere.
The big birds traveling in gangs are becoming a nuisance, according to some residents.
What is going on? Well, apparently, the feathered felons came down from the hills during that long California drought looking for food and stayed. But this isn't just a California problem. Bridgewater, Mass., a guy called Bob Smith recently filmed himself being attacked. A gang of them chased a local police cruiser, but the cops claim the law is on the turkey's side, tweeting, "State law doesn't allow the police to remove them."
They tired of it. These turkeys is tired. They tired of the abuse.
Listen, man, let me tell y'all something. When I saw this, all I could think about is this is the people who came over from Columbus. Came over with Columbus and tried to build this country. I'm thinking to myself,
right?
What is going on with you people, man? What is wrong with y'all, man? Listen. So now the turkeys got rights, and now they thugs. Okay, listen.
That's a game. It's a game. It's a game.
Esther told Fred. She always called him a jive turkey. So I don't know. If
you know that's what I was going to, bro. you know I was getting ready to go back to my 70s, man. I got 2 words.
Jive turkeys. Yeah. And at the end of the day, bro, that's the type of listen. Even the turkeys are fed up. They
They
tired of the
tired,
quarantine.
man. They
tired. They are
but
tired
I'm
of
gonna tell
the
you what.
inequality.
I felt so bad because they get more play than we do. I'm gonna tell you why.
What?
Because listen, Trump gonna probably pardon these boys because he pardoned his homeboy earlier this week, right?
Yeah,
For
I
the
think he
turkey
did. Yeah,
thing.
he did. I think he pardoned a couple of
Yeah.
them turkeys.
So
Yeah.
listen, these jokers said, listen, Trump pardon our homies. We can go out and. My girl said she got drop kicked in the chest, bro. Okay. All right. Okay.
Did she say she threw a boot? Did she say she threw a
She said
boot or
she threw a
something?
shoe. She said she threw the boot. It was the first
Dude.
thing she grabbed. She just threw the boot.
Y'all remember the movie The Birds? All I can tell you about, man, is that bro, I was just like, man, I guess the attack of the turkeys. I don't know, but listen, this the world we live in, this the country we live in, and these the people we gotta live with. So,
Yeah, man.
what do you say to that?
Hey, shout out to the
They
turkeys.
tired.
Shout out to the turkeys. Turkeys gang,
Right,
gang. I got you.
Hey, turkey gang.
Listen, even the laws was looking out for them. They was like, I ain't know we gonna do
man,
about
I
it.
ain't
Let's let
about
them
to
make it.
arrest you, man.
So I just say, man, ain't
look,
nobody getting it better than we them turkeys, man.
Hey,
It is
look,
what
one
it
of them
is.
turkeys look. Hey, one of them turkeys look delicious though, man. I might
Listen,
have to go
really
find out
did.
where they at, so I go deep fry
I
him
need
next.
for real some giblet gravy. If somebody got some giblet gravy, we
For
ready. Come
real.
on.
So them giblets, man.
Right.
Listen, gentlemen, it has been a fantastic pleasure to be with you guys, man. So we got about 4 minutes. So man, let's just do some final thoughts on these topics we come up with. I appreciate everybody for joining us today, and we'll start with you, Kendrick, man. I appreciate you coming on the show, brother. Again, y'all go check out his sports show on our TFG network. Tell them give us your plug, bro, and then give me your final thoughts.
Yeah. Make sure, man. I appreciate everybody that's kind of watching me and Charles. We're going to give you some entertainment, but we're going to also give you the sports. So you guys make sure TFG Sports, y'all check us. We don't give a damn. And guess what? We really don't give a damn. So y'all make sure y'all come check us out. We're going to have something nice and hot for you. My final thoughts, brother. First of all, I'm glad to be on with you, brothers. My thing is this, man. I think the thing, Deion, about what the MO3 killing, if those in Dallas area, they know this was a young and upcoming brother that was really dope. I wasn't really familiar with it, but I listened to a couple of his tracks and he was really dope and talented. I would say this, man, we as black folks, man, if we're going to holler Black Lives Matter, we got to holler that amongst each other. And when I say that, we got to stop sitting in our suburbs and our nice homes, and we got to get in the hood and talk to these little homies. We got to bring each other together, man. Can't be scared of each other. We got to figure this thing out and come together. So that's my final thought, man, and hopefully we'll get us together because we all we got.
Yeah. My man, Dwayne Wayne.
So my final thought is, again, we got to stop, like you said, we got to stop killing each other, man. It's time to heal each other, like the great Tupac Shakur said. Let's heal each other. It's time to be real to each other and stop trying to kill each other. But it all starts with our mindset. We got to change our mindset. This thing with MO3, that was, it was shocking to me because I just started listening to his music. I actually kind of like it. I was like, man, but we and to go to Shannon Sharpe, like other people say, we got to stop looking at a lot of things stop trying to look for problems. We got to be the first to create the problems. Us that are in our us 80s babies, 70s and 80s babies, we got to be the one to lead this new generation and continue to help them understand that we're trying to be a part of the change. But the change has to start from within. And like Kendrick said, we got to go out into the hood and minister to the little homies. You know what I'm saying? Minister to the little YGs and stuff like that. Like, hey, man, look, we got to put these guns down. We got to stop hating each other because that's what we've been programmed to do since slavery was started. Programmed to hate each other. And once we start doing that, I think we'll begin to get better. And as the transition to power comes from the White House, I think we'll begin to see that change. Love each other, pray for each other, and protect our women and do our thing out here in this world because we're powerful people. And once we realize just how powerful we are, things begin to change. That's my final thought.
All right, thank you. So, lastly, madam, can I have the stage, please, if you don't mind? Thank you. This is my thought for tonight. I want us to realize that we are a culture that we don't see the same. We don't see life the same way as our other contemporaries of different nationalities. And what we have to do is stop chasing what they've been trying to build and just build our stuff from the ground up. And it starts with how we see life, see it with integrity, with honesty, and with the ability to think on our own, right? We don't have to be hypersensitive, whether you're smashing pumpkins or you twerking on somebody's couch. All right, we don't have to trip on everything, right? Listen, if the man wants you off his furniture, get off the man's furniture. The man wants you to smash a pumpkin so you can get paid Monday, smash the pumpkins, right? And if you don't want to do these things, then just go find your rock to hide up on them, because ain't nothing changing, right? Not in these days of times. So in the words of our great president, don't talk to me like that when I have my opinions. We out of here. This TFG tonight. See y'all Monday.
Holla.